Now, let's join ace broadcaster Mamode Akuga as he takes us inside the Niger Delta.
Hello out there and welcome. This is Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region. I am Mamode Akuga. These are political times. These are electioneering times. As we inch up gradually towards the 2019 general elections, interesting political developments are taking place across the country. In the Niger Delta, it is becoming apparent that there will be epic battles to be fought. With recent heavyweight defections in the region, it is safe to say that the ruling party, the APC, is obviously making very gameful incursions into what has been the traditional stronghold of the PDP, Nigeria's main opposition party. One of the recent defections is coming from Delta State, where former governor and former stalwart of the PDP, Dr. Fmr Uduaghan, announced his movement to the ruling APC. According to Dr. Uduaghan, he joined the APC because of the president's commitment to the Niger Delta. He cited the president's meetings with a lot of Niger Delta leaders and the vice president tour of the entire Niger Delta region as genuine attempts at resolving the Niger Delta question. According to Dr. Uduaghan, as a major stakeholder in the region who has been involved in resolving the crisis in the region, he wants to join President Buhari in bringing peace and development to the Niger Delta. Recently, we spoke to Dr. Uduaghan on the program, and apart from his desire to join the president in resolving the Niger Delta question, it was also clear that the leadership of the PDP in Delta State was not treating him well.
As a foundation member of PDP, I became a commissioner, I became SSG, I became governor through PDP. And since I left, there will be a lot of hostility, towards me from those who manage the party and manage the state. I believe that I should be given my appropriate place as immediate past governor. I believe that even if I have aspiration, I should be given a fair opportunity. But that is not happening. I'm not saying that. I'm not being treated fairly as immediate past governor. A lot of hostility towards me. They say, okay, because before the primaries, XYZ happened. But the primary is over. After the primary, I ensured that that primary 2014 succeeded. I ensured that the party won, both at the state and the national level. I ensured that even when many states were against President Jonathan, including Niger Delta State, we struggled to ensure that President Jonathan got a lot of votes from Delta State for PDP. And I thought that was enough effort. And even when President Jonathan lost, there was to be a bandwagon effect for the governorship. But I stood my ground that, look, Deltas, let's stick to PDP. And we won. We won. And I just thought that after that, we should work together. But what I got, as I was leaving office, was a lot of hostility, starting from what I call propaganda, that I left 600 or 700 billion debt behind. It was quite, quite embarrassing, but it's not true. So it started from there, and so many things started going on. And I just thought, okay. Then when I started indicating interest in senatorial race, of course, some of these issues were whipped up. Today, Delta State has the highest petitions in EFCC. There's nothing I did in government that has not been investigated by EFCC. I've gone to one EFCC office now, but by the grace of God, EFCC, you can petition to EFCC, but they investigate and they see. If they don't have anything to hold you, they don't have anything to hold you. So people want to force them to hold me, but if people don't have anything to hold me on, So, you know, the people tried to organize rallies. Oh, EFCC must do this. EFCC. They said, look, EFCC even came to Delta, took over the SSG's office for 3 days. It doesn't happen. No state allows that. Looking at any file they wanted, they were given.
Of course, they were fought back from the River State.
Yeah,
vehemently.
Even Akwa Ibom, even Ekiti State. But they were given a grand reception in Delta, stayed there for 3 days. As they were going, they arrested many of the officers that worked with me through the night, drove them on the road through the night to Abuja. You know, that kind of. But I've gone to at least 5 EFCC offices in Nigeria. I go, sometimes from morning till night, I'll be writing and they investigate. They don't find anything. You know, that kind, and how do these people get information to do the petition? So the hostility has been much. Yeah. Now that I want to go to the Senate, some other things are coming, the hostility coming up. Oh, some people have been given automatic ticket and all that because there was an agreement between the party and then before the convention. I said, oh, so if we have come to that, and I'm determined to go to the Senate, I must seek an alternative platform. And that is what I'm looking at. So if the platform, if they are giving me a free and fair opportunity in PDP, I'll contest against anybody. If I win, I win. If the person wins, I'll shake the person's hand. But I'll be convinced in my spirit that it was a fair contest. But not when you lock the place down for somebody, and then at the end you say, oh, sorry. Oh. So that's where we are.
Well, the question on everyone's lips is if Dr. Uduaghan's first cousin, former boss and political leader of Delta State, the one they refer to as Odidigborigbo, Chief James Onanefe Ibori, will follow him into the APC. Well, if that happens, the entire political equation in Delta State will definitely witness a change. I do not envy Governor Ifeanyi Okowa at this time. While away from politics, Dr. Uduaghan has expressed deep desire to continue to work for the progress of the Niger Delta. When I spoke to him recently, he gave his position on the environmental challenges in the region, modular refineries, 13% derivation, and other issues affecting the Niger Delta.
I was a secretary to state government, you know, for 4 years to Ibori, then a governor for 8 years. And in those 12 years, there were things I experienced. There were things that I saw. There were things you could manage immediately. But there are things you cannot manage because of there's no law. You know, so I keep saying that I belong to a group. One of the lines group. Governments should be of laws rather than of men. Our government most times is of men. What does that mean? A governor sits in the office. He just takes a decision. Whether it's backed by law, whether it's not backed by law, it doesn't really matter. But there are a lot of things you do that are not even backed by law. And I'm saying that we should make more laws. If you have been there and you experience a lot of things, and you know in your heart that you did a lot of things that are not backed by law, it is now time for you to have the opportunity to go and legislate on those issues. Talking about the environment they're talking about now, before we get to the stage of the cleanup, we must first of all prevent further environmental damage. Yes. And that means we need to educate our people. We need to look at processes. You know, we need to look at activities around the Niger Delta that we prevent further damage. There are a lot of things. You're talking about the suits in Port Harcourt and all that, and what is causing those challenges? It could be from the industries. It could be from our security operations. Yeah. And it could be from our economic activities, those 3 areas. Let me take economic activities. The first one, I mean the major one, is illegal bunkering. Yeah. There's a lot of illegal bunkering going on in the Niger Delta. When I was in office, I even talked to the minister, I tried to discuss with technical people. For this region, we have all these illegal refineries. I wanted people to look at the technology those guys are using, improve on those technology, give them fuel legally so that they can produce the kind of products that they are producing, like diesel and all that they are producing. And then you can give them small quantity of crude legally. They buy it, they produce, they sell. Nobody is harassing them, and the technology must be such that it protects the environment. It protects the environment. So, but now their technology is so crude that if you go near where the thing is, you find that the whole environment is damaged. And they also, then when I was governor, when I approached the ministry, said no, that modular refinery will solve those problems. What is modular refinery? Modular refineries, they are not cheap. They don't come cheap. All these young people cannot put money together and get an own modular refinery. The bank will not give them money to go and own modular refinery because they are not cheap. One. Two, they are not technologically friendly to employing several persons. Modular refinery, because of the kind of technology, is highly automated. They don't need too many people. So it will not employ many of our youths. Let them not deceive us. It will not employ. What can make our youth or get our youth occupied is by looking at this thing. Unfortunately, just a few months ago, I discovered that the University of Petroleum Resources in Efru, I talked to the VC. Apparently, they've done a lot of research that can improve that technology. So what we need is a law to back what they have done. And when we have a law, so it becomes compulsory for the federal government to encourage that kind of thing. And when they encourage it, it will reduce the environmental damage that we are talking about. And then you have a lot of flaring. Why is there flaring going on? There's no company in Nigeria now that produces only gas. If you go to Equatorial Guinea, you will see the company, what they explore for is just gas. But the gas that we are getting in Nigeria is a byproduct of exploration for associated, that's why we call it associated gas. And of course, the associated gas, why can you not dry the associated gas or liquefy it, and so that we can use for it? The company say because of our regulation, I mean the kind of in Nigeria, it's not commercially viable. I mean, it's not so. It is cheaper for them to flare, for them to yes, and pay some cheap penalty than. And as a governor, I made so much noise. Let us sit down with these companies, reason with them, because yes, they are paying some cheap penalty. The money is coming in, but the damage that is being done is so massive that except we take a second look at looking at the commercial viability of those gases, it will continue to damage our environment. And I know it's possible for us to look at the commercial side. So one of the things we should do, or the legislature should do, is to look at the laws that can change that process, that can make that can say the company should not flare those gases. And it's possible.
You set up, of course, the Delta State Oil Minerals Producing Development Commission. But with the benefit of hindsight, the experiences that you've had, managing the 13% derivation and setting up the super deck, as it were, for you, what would be the appropriate thing now?
Yes, we had the super deck, Delta State Oil Producing Area Development Commission, which actually started, the law started from my predecessor, but I came and started funding it. And in my tenure, we released about 220 billion to the commission. Now, the advantage of that commission was that it helped us to create peace. People were now involved in government activities. There were some people who have never gotten any government contracts, and they had never seen it, and they never smelt it, they never ever believed that they can get a government contract. But they got a lot of contracts the super deck. So the contracts were like decentralized. They became part of his scholarships and all sorts of activities. But the super deck were now closer to the people than they used to be, and it helped us in maintaining the peace. It also helped us in development. Now, as we were leaving, and we sat down and we cracked our brains, and we also got in touch with PwC, Mawick, to also give us some studies. And the recommendation was that this should be broken down, lower down. What does that mean? That it should be more of, we should have an ethnic unit of the super deck. So Isoko would have had their own, Ijo would have had their own, Ishekri would have had their own, Urobo would have had their own, Ndokwa. So as the monies come, depending on your quantum of production, which we know, you give them to the various ethnic groups. They have their own management team, you know. So that was how we wanted to break the super deck. And I took the law to the House, you know, based on the report we got from PwC. That law had two advantages. One, it ensured that the money got down to the various ethnic groups. Then two, second part of it was that all the monies will not just be for infrastructure, but will also be for investment. You know, so that when the allocation starts reducing, there are other areas in which the various ethnic groups will make money. You know, but somehow politically, it was scuttled politically, and unfortunately, when my predecessor came, he just didn't agree with it and broke down the super deck to something like NDDC, which is obvious to anybody 3 years down the line now that is not the way to go. The way to go is to bring the money down more to the various ethnic groups, and they manage it, you know, on ethnic basis. They know their needs, they know their capabilities and all that. It would have been better that way.
Nigeria's Niger Delta region, where the black gold continues to flow and fuel Africa's largest economy, where the line between wealth and poverty has never been thinner. Oil, gas, politics, and development, all are highly valued commodities in the Niger Delta. How do they combine, and how can they work together to spawn a new era in the Niger Delta? Join ace broadcaster Mamode Akuga as he opens the file and takes you where you have never been before, probing deep and analyzing issues in the region from angles never before explored. Every Monday evening at 9 p.m. on AIT, the nation's treasure base will be x-rayed on Inside the Niger Delta with Mamode Akuga. Join us.
Going back to politics now, a member of the House of Representatives, Honorable Nicholas Osai, representing Ndokwa Ukwane, Federal Constituency of Delta State, insists that the APC government has not made any meaningful impact in the Niger Delta. He accused Niger Deltans in the APC of suffering from a master servant syndrome, which has made it impossible for them to attract any development to the region.
Since the inception of APC government, there has never been an impact of the APC government in South-South. They claim to come to clean up the Ogoni and other, Niger Delta region. But for 4 years, they have not done anything in terms of cleanup. Continuous oil spillage, and they are taking away the money, and they are not building any other impacts in Niger Delta area. So definitely APC politically will not have any effect in South-South, because definitely South-South has been promoted by PDP for the past 16 years. And for APC to come, they should have changed the narrative, and they are failed to change the narrative. The case in point is in Ndokwa and Isoko area that have been shrinking by poverty. And these are places where you have a lot of oil drill. Like in my place, you have 10 oil companies operating in Kwale. You have in Umutu, you have in Ebede, you have in Okbai, you have in Abo, and you have in Abalagada. So when you have all these people exploring oil and nothing is being given back to the community, it shows a lot of complete marginalization. In Ndokwa today, you hardly have any higher institution that is coming from federal government. And that's why we're promoting the issues of federal polytechnic in our area. In Isoko today, same to them. So you could see that these two particular ethnic groups in Delta State in particular have not been carried along by the government of the present APC. So how would they gain electoral value? They will not get electoral value. Because one, it is only prison you can boast of that has been established in Ndokwa from federal government. And if you also looked at that prison, it is not the federal government who established it. That prison was established in 1958 by the colonial masters. So since inception, since 1960, and since 1968, they have been taking oil from Ndokwa land, yet you don't have a federal presence, apart from the constituency project that will extend to our people. So that shows that the government of APC did not, categorize probably Niger Delta area as a place to gain electoral, mileage. You could see the politics of the current president. When the Soko people or the Robo people visited, he's talking about looking at it again. That's a political statement. That's a political statement. If you can go out of your way to create more impacts in other non-oil producing area with Nigerian money, you should have a large heart to also do the same in Niger Delta, that you bring this money. So Niger Delta should not be used to play politics.
Honorable Sai, is it that Niger Deltans are not playing the politics properly? I mean, you have a lot of Niger Deltans occupying very important positions in this government. You see them doing things and nothing is coming to the Niger Delta region.
Those of them representing Niger Delta people in APC have not known the politics on how to be able to build national consensus amongst other region. So they have failed in capitalizing the opportunity God has given to APC to be able to pull Niger Delta along to the present regime. It's like a servant-master relationship. That's what exists now. A minister of transport have taken railway to Daura. What economic value has Daura got to do on issues of railway? That can spend that quantum of money to take it to the place that is not needed. Now, how has it connected Lagos, which is the commercial nerve center of Nigeria, to Port Harcourt, which is the commercial nerve center of South-South? And he's a southern man. That shows you that he has not known how to, mitigate or kind of navigate within the multi-water politics of Nigeria. And you're also talking about the Minister of Petroleum. Minister of Petroleum is not Ibe Kachuku. He's just Minister of Petroleum State. Yeah. The Minister of Petroleum is the President. So he dictates where this refinery goes. He's the chairman of the board of NNPC. And who is the MD of NNPC? He's still from the north. So he found out that the authority is bestowed on this too. To me, our brother could have said, okay, if you know you don't have your way, you resign from the position. Today, there are a lot of pollution in Niger Delta area. You looked at areas of Isoko, you look at the area of Ndokwa, you see gas flaring. You could see it has reduced the potency of producing even crops in those key areas. The people that are pregnant today, some of them give birth to premature children. So the devastation that it has affected the Niger Delta people, particularly in Ndokwa and Isoko area, is massive. That's something you cannot correct in the next 40 years. So we're calling on Nigerians. You built a lot of bridges in this place. You built a lot of flyovers in Abuja that does not produce a single oil. But the places that produce oil, case in point is in Kwale going to Okpai, that have been producing since 1968. You still have where you have barge, that ferry vehicles. We have called on Nigerian government to build bridge there. They find it difficult to build bridge, but it is easy to transport our crude, to make more money and build bridges and build flyovers in Abuja and some other cities in the majority ethnic groups area. What a kind of a humiliation to the Niger Delta people. You look at Port Harcourt today. Can you compare Port Harcourt to Abuja? An oil city? You look at Warri. The ports are not even working. And so you are Minister of Transport. The Port Harcourt port is not working. You are a minister of transport. The cocoa pot is not working. You are a minister of transport. And today, people have got to say the IPC members in Niger Delta area. That is the true nature of it. You could see it's a master-servant relationship. A master-servant relationship. So I'm calling our brother, a brilliant transport minister, as we know. We're calling on him to join PDP so that Niger Delta can close ranks and make sure they install the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that can bring succor to the Niger Delta people. I think that's what we want. We don't want a situation where we operate under a master-servant relationship.
That's our program for today. Many thanks for staying tuned to Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region. I am Mahmoud Akuga. Good night.